Hi guys, and welcome back for a lesson on formulae. Today you can see that we're going to be able to solve problems by substituting into different formula. So sometimes we can express formula in words. For example, to find the area of a rectangle, we multiply the length and breadth together. So we usually would use letters to represent this because in maths we don't like writing out words all the time. So this is saying that our area is equal to our length times by breadth. So my length is 6, my breadth is 24, and so that's going to be 144. And then it doesn't say in the question, but we should know that for area our units are going to match up the two dimensions and become squared. So that is us finding the area of our rectangle. To find the area of a semicircle, we square the radius, multiply by pi, and then divide by 2. So here our radius is that 4 centimetres. So area is your pi r squared and then divide by 2. So we square our radius first of all. So we're going to have pi times by our 4 squared and then divide it by 2. So our 4 squared is 16. We then do our 16 multiplied by pi, and that gives us about 50.265, and then we divide it by 2 to get 25.132, and then I'm just going to round my answer to 1 decimal place there to get 25.1 centimetres squared. Sometimes our formula can be explained using many different steps. So here we've got a building company is pricing the cost of a new roof. To calculate the price in pounds, we must follow the steps below. So step number 1 is to find the area of one side of the roof. So it's at a bit of an angle there, but we should be able to see that it is just a rectangle. So our area is going to be length times breadth, and this is for step number 1. So that is going to be 6.3 times by 4.4, and that gives us 27.72. Step number 2 then is that we have to double the answer because there's 2 sides to the roof. So 27.72 times by 2 is going to be 55.44. Step number 3 is that we've to multiply that answer by 1.5 because the tiles overlap. So there's going to be a wee extra cost because we'll need extra tiles. And that is going to give us 83.16. And then the last thing is to add on £252.75. So 83.16. Plus the additional amount is then going to give us £335.91. So if you are given a question like this, it's important that you just do it step at a time, don't rush it to avoid any silly mistakes. Now you can have a go at the first 4 questions. They're similar to what we've just done there, but if you want to save all the questions until the end, you are more than welcome to do so. We are also able to use symbols for our formula. So for these examples, we are going to let A equal 3, B equal 2, C equal 5, and D will equal -4. So x is equal to 6a minus 4b. So every time I see a letter that I've got up the top there, I am going to replace it with the correct number. So that really means 6 times by 3 and take away 4 times by 2. So it doesn't become 63 and 42, it means 6 times by 3 and 4 times by 2. 6 3s are 18 and 4 2s are 8, and then 18 take away 8 is just going to give us 10. For questions like this, it is important we remember our order of operations. So that is your BODMAS. Brackets of divide multiply, addition, subtraction. For formula Q, we have got AD over B. So all that means is that we are doing A times by D. So that's going to be 3 times by minus 4 divided by B, which is 2. So I am going to multiply on the top of my fraction there. So 3 times by minus 4 is going to give me minus 12 over 2, and that over just means to divide. So minus 12 divided by 2 is going to give me negative 6. And then formula F says the square root of A plus B multiplied by C. So first thing that I always do is sub in. So A is 3 and B was 2. C was 5, so we should have 3 plus 2 multiplied by 5 and our square root sign over the full thing. So according to BODMAS, I need to do my brackets first. So 3 plus 2 is 5, and I am multiplying by that second 5. Don't forget your square root sign. 5 times by 5 is 25, and doing the square root of 25 then is just going to give us 5 as our answer. Now it's up to you guys if you want to pause the video and try these 10 questions here. So for each part, for example part A, you've got your formula here is that V equals pi r squared h over 3, and you are going to sub in for pi, for r and for h. So each question has a formula and different numbers to sub in. Now we've got a different kind of example. So a van weighs X kilograms. Each box weighs Y kilograms, and the van can fit N number of boxes inside. So we have to write a formula to calculate W, the weight of our van when filled in kilograms. So W is going to be equal to our formula then, because it's the formula for the weight. So if we think about the van then, we're saying that the van weighs a certain amount, and we are then putting in N number of boxes. So the weight then is going to be the weight of the van, adding in all of the boxes that we put in, but the weight of the boxes is going to be equal to the number of them times by the weight, so X plus NY. We could also have written that as X plus YN, or we could have had NY plus X. Something along those lines, so long as we are doing our N times by Y and we are adding it to our X. The van's weight is 1,800 kilograms and one single box weighs 12 kilograms. We have to use the formula to calculate the weight of the van when it has been filled with 46 boxes. The weight of the full van is going to be 18,000. For the weight of the van, plus the number of boxes was 46, and we are timesing by the weight of just one box, because if we've got one box weighing 12, 46 of them is going to be 46 lots of 12, so that is equal to 1,800 plus 552, and when we add them together we are going to get 2,432, and it was kilograms for the weight. A taxi ride costs C pounds, and it is calculated by the number of miles M multiplied by 0.8 and then adding 2.75 to that answer. We need to write a formula to express how you would calculate the cost in pounds of a taxi ride. So our cost then is the number of miles multiplied by 0.8. So I would write that as 0.8 M for 0.8 lots of M. And then we are adding 2.75 onto that answer. You could have also written it as M times by 0.8 plus 2.75. Or we could have had 2.75 first plus your 0.8 M, something along those lines, but this is probably the most mathematically correct way to write it. We are now going to use this formula to calculate the cost of a 7-mile journey. So what we are going to do is 0.8 times by 7 and then add on the 2.75. So first of all, we have got 0.8 times by 7 is going to give us 5.6 plus that 2.75. So in total, the taxi ride is going to be 8.35, but it was in pounds, so it is £8.35. Well done for sticking with me today, guys. This is the last set of questions for you to attempt in today's lesson. Give it your best shot, let me know if there are any issues, and I will see you in our next video.